Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Basic Dude Podcast, the place where we keep life simple, smart, and solid for everyday men. Today, we're going to be talking about something that most of us deal with but never really optimize: outdoor chores. Yep, mowing, trimming, cleaning, organizing, it eats into our weekend warrior time, cuts into rest, and sometimes becomes the thing we dread. But not today. Today, we're flipping things around. This episode is all about how to get your outdoor chores done faster, better, and smarter. So you have more time to do the things you actually want to do, whether that's barbecuing, hitting the trails, just enjoying cold beer on your deck. Life is full of the things that we want to do and have to do. Sadly, yard maintenance or outdoor chores is just part of those things that we have to do, and it's not going to change. So let's dive in. This is going to be an episode about taking charge of your time and not becoming a slave to the to-do list. So one thing I want you to keep in mind is we're gonna start with something that really doesn't involve anything physical or anything that might be occupying your garage or shed. Start with the mindset. The Your mindset is, the mindset should be done is better than perfect, right? Like there's going to be times where I don't know, it just doesn't come out how you want it to, or the lines in the grass being perfect after mowing versus the grass just not being 5 foot high, right? Um, excuse me, as I'm still getting over a cold. I apologize. So anyway, the biggest time waster is trying to do things perfectly. You don't need to edge your lawn like a golf course, organize your shed like a Home Depot display. Well, those things are great. Is it really necessary? Um, it's your home, I guess. Everybody wants our first thing you see is someone's yard or the outside of the exterior of their home, right? We want to make sure it looks nice, but I mean, does it have to be 5-star resort quality? I mean, remember, some of these places like that you drive by, they're not doing it. I'm talking big homes, or residential homes, or commercial properties, hotels, golf courses. That is a crew of people. Um, there's quite a few homeowners who hire a landscaping company to do mulching and edging and put in new beds and new landscaping and stuff like that. It's not necessarily always the one person doing it, because let's be honest, we have a lot going on. We have work, we have family stuff, we have our own, like, hobbies or enjoyment that we try to do. All of these things take time. So we really need to kind of manage our time the wisest way we can. Aim for functional and clean, not flawless. You know, and then when you get ready to go do something, ask what's the goal of this chore, and then stop when the goal is reached. Right. So, say you have 3 flower beds in front of your home. Well, you need to clear out some weeds. Now, mind you, probably doing this every week will help save time, right? If you keep up on things, it generally saves time. Not always, but sometimes. Pick a bed. Put your attention into the one bed or two, depending on the size. pull the weeds, trim a couple things, stuff like that. Throw it in a landscaping paper bag for disposal, or compost it, or do what you do. Um, but yeah, you need to, again, and I've said this a million times. How do we eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? Um, a quick example would be you don't need to power wash your whole driveway if the main path is clean and clear. So, look at your driveway or the walkway or whatever, if we're talking about power washing, and identify the area that really needs to be attended to. Time saving mindset tip: set a time limit, not a task list. Tell yourself, I'm given this 90 minutes, and whatever gets done, gets done. All right, moving on. Let's talk a little bit about gear, some of the stuff that makes or breaks your productivity, some things that can help get things done quicker, or maybe multitask. So, number one, self-propelled lawnmower. Cuts time and effort, especially if you've got hills. So my yard, I have two. My front yard is a giant hill, and I do have a self-propelled lawnmower. It does help, however. Make sure you got good wheels on the thing, because if they're just smooth, it's really not helping you. It's really not helping you that much. Number two, battery-powered tools. No gas, no cords, no time wasted. Blowers, trimmers, chainsaws. There are powerful ones now that charge fast and work great. It says, although the downside of these things is they're quite costly, especially the batteries. So take a look look around for sales, stuff like that, bundle deals. Number three, multi-purpose tools. Combo weed trimmer and edger. One less tool, faster job, and kind of do everything in one go. Go ahead and hit your edges, and then follow up with the weed trimmer, or trimming the weeds. Number four, rolling cart or utility wagon. Hauling stuff back and forth takes forever. A cart cuts down time dramatically. I will agree with that. There's just sometimes some of the stuff I do around my house, I'm like, man, really wish I had a garden wagon or a garden cart that would really, or a wheelbarrow, one of the two-wheel wheelbarrows. Yeah, that would really help me out. Really save time on the back and forth and walking up and down stairs and hills, and especially with firewood. We do a lot of fires in the summer, so I'm constantly headed over to my parents, who live in the kind of in the woods, but there's a plethora of firewood that's been sitting there forever. So I go over there, throw some in the truck on the way home. And then, I got to get it out of the truck, and I got to get it up the hill. So, rolling cart or utility wagon helps out a lot. Let's see. Hose with a reel and a sprayer with settings. I know it sounds really basic, but wrestling a tangled hose, kinks, all that stuff is a pain right in the ass. Sometimes your hose, especially when the kids use it, they can get that thing knotted up like crazy. It takes you 10 minutes to get it broke down. And then, smooth reel is time saved. And then your sprayer settings, you can water the lawn, water the garden, or fill up a bucket, all with the same, sprayer head. So, a pro tip: do a quick audit this weekend. Which tool wastes your time the most? And replace it if you can. Or maybe if you have a damaged tool that's not really doing the job, or cutting it, no pun intended, fucking dad joke there. Maybe look into getting it replaced. And remember, you don't need to buy the top of the line, especially if you have a small yard and stuff. There's some people, there's some people that I see, especially in my neighborhood, I could, I don't know. All I know is our lots are so small, they're measured in square feet. Okay. I couldn't even tell you the actual square footage. But um, these people will have a 0-turn lawnmower to mow their yards with. And I'm like, that's a pretty expensive mower just to mow that small property. Uh, you know, it's okay. You can get yourself a good, self-propelled push mower. It's all right. You can walk behind it. It's not a big deal. Um, don't go out and buy a steel weed eater. Steel being a better, more expensive brand. Yeah, if you own a landscaping company, absolutely. For around your house, I don't know. Just not me. I mean, some people are like, oh, buy once, cry once. Okay, well, where's the happy medium in that? Because that's where I want to be. Let's see. So, moving on, we're going to talk about this system here. The 1 hour weekend warrior system. It's a weekly system that keeps up your chores under control without specifying your weekend. So step one, what you're going to do is you're going to break your yard into zones. Okay, so front, back, side yards, driveway, shed, garage, whatever areas you're responsible for. Okay. The idea behind this is hopefully you won't have to do this like every week. And I'm going to be honest with you, another thing, and I'm really bad at it. I really fucking am, but it's a huge downfall of mine. But putting stuff back where it goes when you're done with it. I know we've been told this since we were children. I am just not good at, or I'll do got some big project going on and everything, and I'll just leave shit everywhere. And that's just wasted time, because now I'm looking for something, oh, where did that screwdriver go, or where'd that shovel, you know what I mean? And now I'm hunting around for that and wasting time. So, put your stuff back where it goes, and then you also won't have to spend time on the weekend cleaning the shed or cleaning the garage, or organizing the toolbox or anything like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to wander off, but I don't know, just popped into my head. So then what you're going to do is you're going to rotate the zones each week. Now, obviously, we can't, especially where mowing the lawn at least once a week. That has to get done. Doesn't matter. You can't mow your yard once a month. Just doesn't happen. But I identify the things that you can kind of go through and rotate around. It's totally up to you in your house and how you have things set up and stuff. But sweeping out the garage, maybe, like week one, go ahead and clean the porch. Sweep it off, maybe spray it down, something like that. Week two, maybe a backyard detail. Maybe pick up some sticks and stuff, rake up some leaves that have come down. Another thing, if you have pets, pick up the dog shit once a week, I guess. I mean, I have to do it every time I get ready to mow. So that's kind of, those two things go hand in hand. But yeah, I don't, look around, maybe do something a little extra, fill the bird feeder. I don't know. Week three, tool shed, garage, driveway. If you pressure wash your driveway, do you really need to do it every week? No, but you can do it once a month. Gutters, keep up on the gutters, and actually kind of rotating these things around. Again, like I said, if you do a little bit at a time, it kind of keeps up on them. So gutters, usually people, I think, do once a year, right? That's the big thing in the fall or the spring. You have all the collection of leaves in the gutter that's plugging it up and blah, blah, ice backs up and et cetera, et cetera. You get the ladder out maybe once a month and kind of just do a quick detail or a quick cleanup of the gutters. Probably save you time in the long run, All right. Figure out a system that works for you. I mean, you could even break it down into days. Thursday I'll mow the lawn, Friday I'll weed eat or trim, whatever people fucking call it. Saturday I'll go out and weed the garden or weed the flower beds, or Sundays I'll fill the bird feeder. I don't know. Figure it out. Anyhow, and then block 1 to 1.5 hours to do this. So it takes me probably trimming, push mowing. I think it's about 50 minutes for me to do my front and backyard. Yeah, that's kind of. I guess there goes that hour. No, I can always get a little extra stuff done. So I would say an hour to an hour and a half is probably appropriate. But using this method, the 1 hour weekend warrior system, or maybe you're just going to use one of your weekend days, Saturday or something, to do extra stuff around the house. I guess you could use this method for that as well. So the next thing is do it early, like Saturday, 8 to 9 a.m. You feel accomplished and still have the whole day free. I would agree with that. You can sleep in on Sunday. Get up early on Saturday if you have I only get one day off a week, and other people probably do too. So we got to kind of kill everything all at once. Get up. Don't sit around drinking coffee and scrolling on your phone and stuff. Get up, get dressed. Go out, take care of some stuff. Then come in and have your breakfast, and then kind of the day goes from there. You have everything else, you have all the shit you'd have to do accomplished, so now it's just left up to what you want to do, which is great. So next we'll talk about chore pairing and batching. This is a productivity hack borrowed from time management pros. So chore pairing: match chores that use similar tools or are located near each other. Example, while the mower's out, edge right after, don't bring it out twice. Fair enough. Chore batching: to do repetitive stuff once a month instead of weekly. Power washing, hedge trimming, deep cleaning patio. Podcast or playlist tip: use podcasts like this one or music to make the chore zone a vibe, not a grind. I would say, yeah, a big thing that I've picked up, and especially over the 90-day challenge that I just completed with Kilo Foxtrot Fitness, that you can find on Yelp and Instagram and Facebook and all the other places, who's ran by Mr. James Jennings. And if you need to get your shit together and lose a little weight and get in shape, I greatly would appreciate and also strongly encourage you to head over to those places that I have just listed, or if you live in the Dayton, Ohio area, or I think it's Bellbrook, maybe. I'm just gonna say Dayton, Ohio area. You can go see him in person over at the Gem City Health Wellness Center, not Health Wellness Center. Anyway, moving on with another, a thing that I've picked up since doing this, when I get on the treadmill, especially during hockey season, what I figured out is if I watch 1 20-minute period of hockey, it actually equates to about 35 to 45 minutes. So what I do is I just I throw it on and I just start walking, and I don't get off till the end of the period. That's a way to kind of distract myself and not really, things are moving, you're entertained for the most part, you're not really paying attention to the time too much, you're not bored, you're invested in the game, so you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. The other thing, and this is a coin term that I've recently come up with, and we'll call it, I guess for the sake of this, we'll call it duder size or dadder size. Yeah, what I do is when I'm out push mowing the lawn, right? That's technically exercise. So what I do is I go on my Apple Watch and I start an exercise. You would be very surprised how pairing your exercise and your outdoor chores that you have to do anyway, how quickly you can accomplish something without even realize you're doing it. Some of the best workouts I've done recently has actually been mowing the lawn, um, weed eating, all that stuff, and then in the wintertime, shovel in the driveway. So it all accounts for something. You're doing it anyway, so it's a great way to kind of achieve those exercise goals that you have to kind of make yourself a better, healthier, happier person, and getting shit done. So anyway, the other thing you can do is preload all your tools into a bucket or tote. Less back and forth. Every step to the garage is a time vampire, apparently. Moving forward, teamwork, delegation, and kids. So you don't have to do this all yourself. If you have, your wife or significant other, share the load. Try to get them to come out and help. I don't know, is maybe, God, how can I say this? As not really bad. Well, this is an old way of thinking, but this is kind of how we've sort of always ran our household. I handle everything on the outside and the shit that breaks on the inside, and she handles all the stuff on the inside. Now, since my wife has been working two jobs and I've been working two jobs, but um, our schedules don't really match up anymore. I have been taking on more of the domestic role, getting laundry done, dishes, cooking, things of that nature, because I'm usually home at night during the week. So that's kind of we're kind of No, I'm still doing all the outside. So I guess there's no compromising. I've just taken on more responsibility, but don't tell her that. Anyhow, yeah, share the load. She usually likes to do the garden thing, and that's kind of her thing, and I help her, but that's her little hobby, I guess. So I will help her, but as far as that goes, I kind of let her just take over that and do what she's got to do. Got kids, make it a team effort. Even toddlers can help pull weeds or sweep. And actually, the smaller the child, the more enthusiastic they are in helping you. Great example is got home yesterday with groceries, went in, asked one of the teenagers, "Hey, groceries are here. Can you come and grab them or help us grab them?" Didn't happen to notice her doing that. So, yes, as I said, but I did have one of my grandsons here. I call him Snacks. That's his nickname. So Snacks was here with Grandpa yesterday, and he helped me put all the groceries away. So that was nice. And Snacks is about 4. So, like I said, the younger they are, the more happier they are to help. So, if you got older kids like the teenagers, I don't know, maybe trade allowance for real tasks, lawn mowing, raking, bagging leaves, etc. I don't know if I would trust my teenagers with the lawnmower. I'd rather just do it myself than have to pay that hospital bill. So, but yeah, my son, when he was a teenager, he wanted to. We lived at my grandparents'. He wanted to learn how to weed eat and mow the lawn and stuff. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Apparently I wasn't watching him close enough because he took the weed eater to my grandfather's roses, and my grandfather was not very happy. So, obviously, make sure you're supervising as well. But here's a little delegation tip. Even if it costs a bit, hiring out a chore you hate like gutter cleaning, could free up 3 hours of your Saturday. That's time well spent. And for sure, if it costs you more, we'll say, to do something, then just pay somebody else to do it. And there's, fairly people who do gig jobs and stuff. They're always looking to make a little extra cash and don't mind doing it. So, like a couple summers ago, I talk about how I've worked 4 jobs. The little side business that I had going, not only did I do small engine repair and stuff, but I also did like very basic handyman stuff. So, pressure washing a house or, driveways or, changing out a door handle or a light switch, stupid stuff, putting together a desk. Yeah, I actually had quite a few people hire me to come pressure wash their house. So, and it was quickie, I shouldn't say quick, but, I made a little extra money and I was happy to do it. And, they were always grateful. So, anyhow, playing like a dude, not a robot. Last but not least, let's keep it real. Some weeks are busy. Some you're just not feeling it. That's life. Or it just continuously rains forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And you can't get out and mow the lawn like today. Today is Sunday. My plan was 100% intentionally to have breakfast, go out, crank up the lawnmower, get the lawn buzzed off real quick, do a little weed eating, maybe cook a little something on the grill. Yeah, I won't be doing any of that today due to more rain and cold. So you can't even enjoy any of it. But anyway, I digress. The goal isn't perfection, it's maintenance. So, just basic keep up. I mean, you're not, I don't think everybody is entering Better Homes and Gardens, prettiest home contest every fucking week. But, use a simple whiteboard or note on your phone with priority. This is planning. I think we've discussed this kind of stuff before, but, there's all different ways of planning things. But, making lists. I'm a big list maker. This week's priorities, what really needs to get done. And then, quick wins, spraying the weeds, refilling the bird feeder. Sometimes there's these chores that we have to do that we just think are going to take forever. And it's just because we're dreading it. And then when we actually go do them, we realize how easy it was and how long it didn't take. Yeah, I do that quite often. It's like, why did I wait so long to do this? And then you got big stuff. So, 3 columns, priorities, easy, quick things to do, and then the big stuff, deck repair. Obviously, you'll want to schedule all that stuff out, maybe getting the house painted or replacing a window. If you're capable of all that stuff, then good for you, because can't say that I really am. Anyway, rule of thumb is do what matters most first. Everything else is a bonus. So anyway, our we'll wrap it up here. So our key takeaways from this week's episode are: set time limits, not unrealistic expectations. Invest in quality tools that make your life easier. Use systems like zone rotation and chore pairing. Involve others. It's not all on you. Keep it simple, functional, and dude-friendly. You don't have to be Mr. Perfect Yard. Just be the guy who handles his space efficiently and keeps his weekends open for what really matters. That's another thing. Like my neighbor across the street, he's probably, like my best friend. And he's retired. He's retired. He just kind of sits at home and hangs out. His yard, actually, he doesn't even mow his own yard. He pays somebody to mow his yard, but they do their own landscaping. And I mean, it's beautiful. His home is absolutely beautiful. The landscaping is perfect. The front porch, all the decorations, the whole 9 yards. Like it's perfect. And I think I've talked about this for before, but even like holidays and stuff, like he goes all out and does, it makes his wife happy. So, happy wife, happy life, that kind of thing. But decorations after decorations after decorations. Um, but he's retired. He has the time to do all this stuff. I work 2 jobs. I don't have the time to put in like flowers. And to be honest with you, I'm a renter. And if you are a renter, I would be very, very cautious about what you do. For the most part, I kind of take care of some of the weeds and I mow and weed eat. I don't change anything because it's not my house. So I don't change the landscaping. I don't cut down bushes or anything like that. It's not mine. Um, Nor I did make the mistake when we lived in Florida because we assumed we were going to buy the house. Um, we thought it was going to be our forever home. So I took time and I put a lot of money into the landscaping. I planted coconut palms and banana trees and orange trees and key lime trees and lemon trees and pineapples and I was going to do kiwis, and we had a little garden, and I put up a pool. Um, yeah, it was a lot of time and money that I pissed away because it didn't end up being mine. So I guess it really didn't fucking matter, right? That was a hard lesson for me to learn. I took that really hard because I was so proud of my yard. I really was. Um, but yeah, I learned a hard lesson that if it's not yours, don't you're just making it better for them. That's probably why the fucker got more money for the house when he sold it than what he would have gotten by doing nothing. Anyway, I'm a little bitter, I guess. But that's it for today's episode for the Basic Dude podcast here. If you found this helpful, do me a solid, share it with a buddy who needs to stop spending half his Saturday lost in a jungle of weeds. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and hit me up on Instagram at the Basic Dude Podcast for more tips, gear, and laid back dude content. Also, check out the TikTok and the YouTube and Rumble. I haven't really been doing too much on Rumble, but YouTube, I post videos a short every day or just about every day. So until next time, keep it simple, stay sharp, and be the kind of man who handles his outdoor business without letting it handle him. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your week. And remember, be the man that you are meant to be.